Hello, it's Polish Paul VR, welcome to my channel, and in this video I'm going to do review of Shadow Legend. This is a game that coming from the Vitrivius VR, same studio that brought us Mervils couple of years ago. Mervils was one of the first PlayStation VR games, the first platformer we've had. It wasn't much, but I really enjoyed it. It was tons of fun. I spent hours in this game. But anyway, what is their new offering, how much the studio progressed, and is this game good or does it suck balls? I'm gonna tell you all about it. First of all, we're gonna start from the story. What's happening is you are a super awesome Templar Grand Master, and suddenly you're looking at the statues and it's explode, a figurine comes out, a human person, and she says, "Listen, Grand Master, you and your kingdom are fucked because Lord Asgaraf is after your ass." And you're like, why? What? What's going? Is it a scam? And she's like, no, it's totally legit. The kingdom is in danger. You have to go and save it.
Grand Master, this is the fate of your world, and to save your people, you must travel to a place void of the living. This place you will go, and the task you will undertake will be a greater challenge than any you have faced before.
And you're like, okay, that sounds serious enough. I'm gonna go on a mission to save the kingdom, everyone, and kill Lord Asgaraf. So that's the story, and then off you go to your adventures. Story happening in the same-ish universe as new God of War game, which many people might appreciate, especially if you like God of War. But anyway, that's the story. But what would be a story without the game looking nice? So what are those graphics like? If you are a fan of the game looking sharp and detailed, then you come to the right place if you stick your head inside the Shadow Legend, because everything is very nicely realized in this game. In each area you've got tons of objects, tons of detailing to them. Human characters, they kind of look a bit blunt, like there's not much those skin effects and stuff like that going on. But apart from that, they still look believable, and also, you know, they got textures and everything is definitely on a better side of offerings when it comes to indie PlayStation VR games. And also the areas you're gonna visit in the game, they each different. So everything is got this nice variety when you come to visit one area and then you go to other one and you're like, oh yeah, that looks totally different than the last areas. And each of them introducing brand new mechanics to the game, so it's always this freshness feeling of this game. It's not get boring from the moment you start playing to the moment you finish playing. The game is not boring at all. You always doing something new, and also you always seeing something new. Now, speaking about those areas, let me just elaborate about them, because each area is basically your own virtual reality playground. So what you do, you go into one area, you trying to find all the runes. What are there? You don't have to, but it helps to get better weapons. I'm gonna come back to weapons later. Also, you can collect a lot of loot, you can do some side quests and do some puzzles and stuff like that. And everything is very, very interactive. Of course, you probably saw the videos of feeding a horse or cooking a steak and stuff like that. But apart from that, you'll be doing a lot of climbing. You're not only gonna climb ladders, but also you will be climbing various vegetation or even various buildings, and you'll be climbing it in order to find some shit. That's what you do in this game. Also, apart from this climbing, there is some puzzles, so it's gonna stop you for a while and you'll be like, let me think, and you're gonna try to solve them. They're not super difficult, but difficult enough to keep you entertained. Apart from that, some areas got like a bit of platforming, which I really like, because platforming in this game feels great. So I really appreciated like being really high up in air. You can like grab ropes and move with them. You can like grab flying little medieval helicopter thing. How that works, I don't know. Just magic. It's a magical game with tons of magic in it, because you yourself, you can be a bit of a wizard as well. You got your normal weapons like swords and bow and arrow, which by the way works great, but also later on in the game you unlock different weapons, what you have to do like a little spell to charge them, and then you can attack your enemies. And also the best weapon in the game, that's why you want to collect the runes, which by the way, collecting runes, it's very entertaining because it's got its own environmental puzzle to it, bit of platforming. Some of them are easy to find, some of them you have to put your brain in gear for a moment. But anyway, if you got enough, 45 of them, you can get this Levitan Axe, which God of War, of course, uses. the merchant in the game, he be like, yes, this is God of War. You're like, oh shit, I need to have it. And then you of course throw it, and then you can recall it. Feels great, especially because it's in virtual reality. Very nice addition. I'm glad they added this weapon, and also I'm glad they added this rune system to unlock the weapons, because it makes you explore this beautiful world. And that kind of brings us to the gameplay itself, because like I said, you'll be doing platforming, you'll be doing puzzles, you'll be doing combat. But let's elaborate about everything for a bit, because combat itself is very nicely realized. You block in with your sword. Some games cannot do it, some do it, but it's nice combat, because also once you block, you know, eventually the chopping bits gonna pop up when you can chop your enemy's limbs off, and you just give it nice big swing with a sword and chopping their head off. It's all nicely realized as well, very gory, there is a lot of blood, so you might appreciate that as well. And of course the enemies, because they like kind of undead, they, even without hands, they trying to kick you and fight, so you have to fight them till you properly kill them. Once you kill them, you get your torch out. Did I mention you've got a torch as well? And with this torch you collecting their souls, and the souls accumulating, and that's gonna make you buy upgrades, so you can have more powerful bow, more powerful sword, or more energy, more health, so you know, harder to kill. Also, enemies starting quite easy, they alright to fight, but they do getting harder, and they changing a lot as well throughout the game. There is tons of types of enemies. When you first fight, they only attacking you with sword. Later on, you're gonna meet some enemies who's throwing bombs at you, because why not? You're gonna have some flying enemies, you're gonna have some enemies who first gonna attack you with arrow, and you can do this nice super hot movement to avoid them. But also later on they're gonna charge at you with a sword, so it's changing very nicely. Their AI is nice, they walking around, they're not just stopping in one spot. Only one enemy at the time will attack you, so that's how the combat is working in this game. It's alright, but sometimes when you've got more enemies on stage, it feels like, why they not fighting? They just watching? What they doing? But anyway, it works alright, and I really like the combat. And of course, like I said, puzzles are alright as well, but that's not all the elements of gameplay, because also what you'll be doing, you can talk to your characters on screen, and you've got different options of dialogue you can use. On PC you could have talk, PSVR don't have voice recognition in this game, so you cannot, you're just grabbing it. But it's still nice to have options of the dialogue. They're not changing that much, but it's pretty cool that they added it. But also what I like is the boss fight. If you watch older videos from the PC version of Shadow Legend, you're probably gonna notice that people been complaining that the boss fight was too little. Final boss was just like dodging and reflecting the particles. In this one, the bosses are proper like your boss fights. They're multi-tier as well. So you start boss fight, you do some damage, and then the fight changes to something else, and then fight changes again. And those fights are not only fighting one opponent, but you have to use environment to your advantage. The final boss is super cool, so I like how they changed that as well. Plus also PSVR version got extra areas, which is nice. It's a bigger game than on PC. You can check your progress, you just open a book and it tells you how many runes you collected, how much money you've got, and also what side quest you're doing and what's happening on the stage you are at. It's a very nice big virtual reality playground each area you visit, so you just be pissing about a lot in this game, and it works super awesome. I really like the interactivity level, the immersion level is definitely great with this one. So we've got nice story, nice graphics, nice gameplay. What about the controls? The game uses two move controllers, but the developers said 3D ruder patch is incoming, and in this patch you basically can sit down and use your ruder. You don't have to, because you can have this Skyrim style locomotion and it works great. For me it plays best standing up because how immersive this game is. But also of course if you tend to get sick in VR, puke a bit, you know, it's all dribbling down your mouth, down your clothes to the floor. What you can do, you can have teleportation and quick turning, you can totally switch it off as well. You can even set the speed of smooth turning, blinders or no blinders, it's all up to you. I like the options they giving you. So it's gonna be for everyone, and like I said, ruder owners, you get your ruder patch very soon as well. Big fan of the controls in this game, everything feels intuitive. You got your sword on one side, you can even choose which is your dominant hand, which is nice. Not all the game appreciate left-handed people, Bethesda thinks they don't exist. This one does, so you got your sword on one side, your little torch on the other side. In the middle of your belt is a chest, and this chest is where you put in all the shit you're gonna collect through the game. Because the loot is there for you to take. You talk to somebody, they like, yes, Grand Master. You're like, yeah, keep talking, I'm just taking this lamp over here. Let me just take this money. I'm seeing something laying around. What's that? I just put it in my pocket. They carry on talking while you just proper plunder their house. And then, of course, you put it in your chest. Some of the objects are your quest objects. Collect everything, because sometimes I collected stuff which I needed later on in the quest and I didn't even knew about it. Okay, but what is all that? All this interaction, all this virtual reality playground feel which I really love, this platforming and this amazing controls and everything what is super cool. What's that without good sound and voice acting? So first of all, each area's got different soundtrack to it, very nice, like your medieval times soundtracky feeling. Also you've got characters, they all voiced, but some of them are not voiced so good, but it works enough. As you're progressing through the areas, you meeting new characters, you meeting new merchants with better weapons. So as you can see, this game packing a lot of elements into it. A lot of time you're gonna be do the activities just once. Some of them reoccur through the game, like, you know, sharpening your sword or stuff like that. A lot of things it's just once and it's done. But saying that, like I said, it's a virtual reality playground. I'm glad I've seen something fresh on each stage. If I was doing the same stuff over and over again, I don't know, I probably would get bored of it eventually. But because they got so many new elements and they keep introducing them and they keep surprising you the further you go through the game, I really appreciated this game. Now, gameplay time, if you just want to go through the main story quickly, then you got like 4+ hours to complete. But you want to do more because you've got your side quests, you've got those runes to collect. Like I said, some of them got little environmental puzzles to find, so you have to do that as well. So it's not just collecting runes, but also it keeps you entertained as well. You have to do some puzzles while finding them, and of course when you've got enough you can get better weapons, and also if you got enough money you can hackle with the merchants, but it's not, you know, you got so much money, there's so much loot that it's not really that worth it. But anyway, on to the score. What I think about Shadow Legend. Well, to me it's an awesome game. I really cannot find that much issues with this game. It is an indie game, it's a very high quality indie game, higher quality than I expected, especially on PlayStation VR. Definitely a game that will keep you entertained from the start to the finish, because of how fresh it feels all the time. And that's what I like in this game, when everything feels fresh and new and it just keep grabbing me and telling me, come on, come with me and carry on playing, don't stop playing until you finish. So I'm giving it 9 out of 10, super awesome game. I really don't have that many issues with it, and with the stuff what you can do and the extra collectibles and extra quests and extra choices you've got, it really works nice. So definitely big recommendation, especially for the price point, very nice. Okay, if you like what you're seeing, then please press a like, because it does helps the channel a lot. And if you're new to the channel and are not subscribed, then subscribe. It's always better when it's more of us. And that's it, bye.